everybody. So today we're going to have the last tasting of my Rye IPA Batch 5 homebrew. I'm not going to go over the grain bill. I've done that a couple times. Also, you can go to 31stbrewing.com and look at the Rye IPAs and see them. But I will go over the hop schedule. So our boil, 0.28 ounces of Mosaic at 60, 0.28 ounces of Chinook at 5, 0.28 ounces of Mosaic at 5. US-05 yeast for the dry hop 3 days into fermentation, 0.24 ounces of Mosaic, 0.12 ounces of Chinook and Citra. Now this was bottled on 5.6, 8.8% ABV. So let's go ahead and get this open and see what we think. Good hiss, good smoke. Definitely a different color. I'm going to stop right there. Off-white, kind of orangish colored head, maybe translucent coming up through the bottom there. Small medium bubbles, about a half a finger of head. Color, I think it's oxidized. Dark orange in color, lighter orange down here. Lots of bubbles. I'd say that's oxidized. Because the other one that uses the same grain bill isn't that color. But we can go over that in the side by side. Yeah, color doesn't look that good. Let's go ahead and smell. Sweeter citrus. Maybe like a candied citrus, a touch of wheat and a touch of malt. Syrupy? Like a double IPA, that sweet syrup maltiness that you get in some of the higher double IPAs. That's kind of what's coming off here. Almost like a old West Coast double IPA. For that matter. Let's go ahead and taste. That wheatiness is there. Like an older, sweeter caramel rye sweetness. Citrus, very, very smooth, medium body, almost like it's undercarbed. Like a bitter citrus in the back. Aftertaste, rye, sweet malt, citrus. That's it. Like a very old beer. Like a year and a half old. like an old beer, like one you forgot about in the back of the fridge. Like a double IPA that you forgot. Oxidation, I would say yes. That's kind of why we're getting that old vibe in there. Yeah, that it's like a rye in the aftertaste, a rye malt sweetness. Very smooth. Yeah, undercarbed. This is gonna be a short one. Yeah, I don't think it's that good. Definitely wouldn't brew it. Now, if you want, go back and watch like the first tasting and second tasting, because maybe drinking it young was better. I'm guessing it was. Then just over time, oxidization took place. I do bottle directly out of the fermenters, so I'm guessing that's why. But I'm not sure how. I would really have to write it down because in some of the glass Mr. beers, it seems like that tap is different than on like the barreled, you know, the dark brown barreled versions, because I do, when I use Citra, it's like that's a finer leaf that's compressed in, I'm sorry, a bigger one. And that I have had some beers that have gotten plugged. So I wonder if this would have been one of them. And that's why it looks like this, because then it takes a lot longer to get out. And I do have to tilt it back and forth, but um, I would have to write it down because I don't remember which ones they happen on. But yeah, I wouldn't make this, but yeah, go back and see or watch first tasting and second tasting of this, because it might have been good then, and if it was good then, you could brew this and just drink it right away, or you could let some sit and see if yours oxidizes. But yeah, definitely not one for me. If you enjoyed this, check some more out over here, and until next time, happy brewing.